All right, y'all, what's happening? Good morning, good morning. Another beautiful day. Today is Wednesday. Effectively, it's Friday because tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and then the day after that is a shortened holiday. We have a early bullish move right at the open of settlement last night, and then it's been back and forth ever since. Nasdaq is just kind of chilling right at their highs of 25,240. What the ultimate target is going to be last Friday's highs, or Thursday's highs of what is that? 310. 310. So good morning. Gold's put on some fantastic 3C moves. We nearly had a 3C, but didn't quite give us the third C there before rolling back over. Nasdaq is coming back up to highs here. We had a tremendous amount of volatility today in terms of catalyst, but they have moved that to December 5th. Now, why is that important? December 5th is also non-farm payroll. So what do you think is going to happen next week? It makes sense while the market is doing the clown music again because they're just reloading the cannon for what happened last week and the week before and the week before and the week before, all the way going back to October 9th. What have they done? They've sold the highs, baby. And that's what they're doing here again. They're putting in another high so they can liquidate into next week with all that beautiful volatility. That's what we're going to be playing. As for now, though, they keep on killing the VIX. Mega caps continue to be divided. Half the mega caps are bright green. Half the mega caps are getting wrecked. Microsoft and Nvidia getting wrecked. So yeah, buddy. Welcome. Let's have a fantastic day. Be safe. Remember, don't ruin your holiday over gambling. Take it easy today. If you're going to trade, then just go light. We have a ton of volatility, even with them rolling most of the data till December 5th. We have a ton of data coming out here at top of the hour and at 9:45. So we have data in 15 minutes, we have data in 30 minutes, and we have data spread out the entire session. Yeah, buddy. Good morning. Huge volume on gold, yeah. Top of the morning to you. Right at the bell here. We have liquidity on Bookmap all the way up to 25,300, which would put us just under Thursday's highs. The beautiful thing about when they do this clown music stuff where they just keep on buying up with no sell is that it gives you a phenomenal opportunity for a sweeping downside when it actually does come. So you keep on playing the upside. You're ready for the high volume spike with 3C, which, by the way, let me tell you something. Just to show you the crap that goes around on Twitter. Today I saw an account with 40,000 subscribers talking about that volume is continuation and no volume is the sign of reversal. And people are eating it up. I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, that could not be more wrong. But, of course, it's Twitter. You see a whole bunch of crazy stuff out there. But anyway, it grinded my gears this morning. It's something easily back-testable and refutable. Anyway, 25,240 here on the NASDAQ. I'm sure they listened to you when you explained it. Yeah. Tell me about it. Obviously, they didn't watch the 3Cs. ES is climbing. We're just about to tap the new high here. In fact, ES just took out the pre-market high, still going. NASDAQ just put in 25,250, and we have liquidity up to 25,300. It's all about context. That's right, Nafton. That's right. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt in that I misread what he was saying. I didn't understand it, which could have very well happened. I'm a gorilla, so. All right, all the way up to 25,300 right here. Let's take a look at the options. IV is jacked for next week, man. Jacked to the gills. Call buying, put selling at the moment. The difference between this morning and the past 4 days has been massive amount of put selling. Today is just a very minor. Up until this point, we've had 2, 3, 4 billion in puts sold. So we'll see how that comes about here. Looking across the market, we have all green. XLV is red. We have VIX is down to 1783 as the VIX crush is complete. From almost 29 down to 17 to complete the holiday short vol event. Friday and Monday, hedge funds logged their biggest two-day buying spree in 6 months and one of the largest bursts of volume in the past 2 years. Interesting. Top wicks, NASDAQ, right here. All right, 25,238 here. On NASDAQ, we have one top wick, but it's still just buying up just fine. We have a bunch of call selling here as they're looking to take some profit potentially out of the gate. We'll see how they want to deal with this. Liquidity on Bookmap is up to 25,300 here. If they collapse this candle, we'll just play back down in the range like we've been doing. Obviously, we're dealing with a very bullish pre-market, and so far everything is still remaining bullish. Call selling is what we're experiencing right now, a bunch of call selling. They just went from 700 million calls down to 300 million, so they're selling now for about 400 million. And we'll see how that plays out going into the top of the hour. 241. So far, pretty mundane open. Let's go take a look at ES. ES is flying, NASDAQ is not. Which one's going to break or catch up to the other? 25,250 NASDAQ. If ES rolls back down, we might have some profit taking, but it looks like it's not going to happen. ES is just going to hang up here. At least it's still early. Still very early. 25,250. Back and forth. Back and forth. VIX is doing its thing. Taking a look here. Oh, I don't have my VIX up here, do I? VIX is 1780 and falling. Call selling, no put activity. We're at 25,240 so far. Double top wicks on NASDAQ. NASDAQ is forming a 15-minute top wick here too, but still, it's not collapsing. It's just kind of slowly chilling out right here, just under these levels. Just under these levels. Let's see what happens. Very careful, very careful. Looking for a 3C possibility. We did have a Linda Raschke sell event into the event that occurred late. But this is one of those questions like which one came first, the chicken or the egg. We had 15-minute sell. The last 15 minutes of the day, we did have a decent sell event. It went from, what, 140 on NASDAQ on down to, what, 68. Nice little top wick here. Nice little red candles rolling over. Sweeping top wick on the 15-minute, proving out to be working nicely. All the way down. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, today's regular market hours. What was I just saying? Oh, wait, so it's really dealer's choice here. So when I look for the Linda Raschke translation into Power Hour, what I'm looking for is who controls the whole book in the Power Hour. And the entire Power Hour, we had a phenomenal rally. We went from 25,000 all the way up to 25,130 and then a little wreck. So to me personally, I'm going to consider that the bulls are maintaining. Yes, we did have 15 minutes of selling at the end. Whichever. It's not as clear as we normally like to see with the Linda Raschke, but hey, I think the bulls won that out, and of course we see a phenomenal move here. I think I just lost my internet. Judging by how inactive y'all are, I'd figured the market's already closed. I feel like I'm talking to myself out there today. 25,206 on NASDAQ. Put options are gaining in value even though the price is going up. Yeah, because we're looking for a little bit of we're looking for a little bit of a profit-taking event today. That's why I said yesterday is that I'm definitely I definitely like to see. The thing about these one-sided events that just go and go and go is that if obviously you play the one side, but you can't play the counter move at all until the signs are very much there. Once you see that, then the market tends to reward you, especially if you're patient enough. They're still selling some puts here. Selling calls at the moment. 25,200 on NASDAQ, doing its thing. We have data in 5 minutes. And then, of course, after that, we'll have 10 o'clock data. But everything is bouncing nicely, as it should, as it always does. All right, there we go. I think we're set here. What's up, Laura? How you doing? Need coffee? Spice things up for you and Dan. I miss Dan, him being in Florida. Although I'm happy he's in Florida. I'm happy he's in the best country in the United States. 25,515 here, still back and forth, nothing crazy. I'm always with you, Tricky Joe. Dealing with migraine? I hate migraines, dude. I hate migraines. You know what helps me? Lots of cold water and salt. There's a drink supplement called Element, LMNT. It's a high sodium energy, like electrolytes drink. Drink one of those and you have a migraine gone. It's amazing. All right, still top wicking here on NASDAQ. We have 25,218. Looking for a possible profit-taking event. We just need to see it, and my wife is destroying the kitchen. 25,220. We have the VIX starting to turn up here. Baja Gold. Interesting. Say the name. LMNT. What Phil just said. Kind of reminds me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but yeah, they're amazing. They're amazing. All right, let's take a look around. We have the VIX is holding 17, which I don't think the VIX is going to go very much lower from here. I just bought her a new kitchen. She has a brand new kitchen, and I put in the backsplash and I did everything. Let's see what else we have. Gold is top wicking, and NASDAQ is chilling. Profit taking done for the year? No, I don't. I'm still skeptical of his Santa rally. I'm going to maintain that until we get 6,800 and hold. A little bit of red candles on NASDAQ. Large red flows here coming off. Waiting for the 3 C's. I use Redmonds. Oh, I have Redmonds too. Yeah, that's good stuff. How about calls, guys? So get your puts ready. Nah, dude. Nah. What options allow you to see the millions of dollars? All right, nice question, Alan. If you look on the bottom left of your YouTube, you'll see Spot Gamma. Spot Gamma is an options hero tool, which hero stands for hedging real-time options data, hedging impact real-time options. Secretary of Defense is traveling around guarded by a lethal harem of 510 A10 natural blondes. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder why. All right. 25,230. Chilling out right here. Ay caramba. Another top wick again, homie. Another top wick again, homie. Secretary of War. All right, we have put selling call buying today so far. ES is a lot more bullish. Yeah, it was yesterday too. At least at the start it was. Obviously everything caught up, but at the start it was. And Nasdaq was lagging. I think a lot of it had to do with Nvidia was down 6% yesterday morning, and now they're back up, but they're in the process of top wicking here. Whereas Meta and Google, there's some profit taking. A little bit of rotation in and out. I updated all my drivers yesterday, so we'll see if that helps my watchdog violations. I attempted to update to Windows 11, but my computer does not qualify for Windows 11 apparently. I need TM 2.0 or something like that. It won't let, because I don't have that, so it won't let me update to Windows 11 until I get that done. So I love it. Snagged Tesla call, nice. Nvidia bouncing, or Nasdaq bouncing back up. Big green candles right at 9:45. This is where the data was. You just went through that with your PC. Nice. Yeah, it sucks. Massive call buying, put selling today. Nothing but bullishness so far. So far. I got a brand new PC over the weekend. Super excited. Nice, Kyle. There's a hack to bypass that. Beautiful. I would like to know that. All right, so large green move quickly from 192 up to 260. Not a lot. I mean, we're just still range bound here. Nothing crazy. Tesla is bouncing back up after a red open. We have call buying and put selling. We have data in 15 minutes. We just had data come out. Let's see how the data looks, even if it doesn't matter. 25,245. Oh, they took that off too. So the 945 data didn't post, and even most of the 830 data didn't post either. So they took that off. All right, couple of top wicks here across the board. Across the board. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? RTY just rocketed. ES and NASDAQ still rocketing. In my opinion, there's no bearishness here. It's all bullishness for the time being until you see a 3C. Will you consider a close above 68 at our holding? So anything over 6,800 will temporarily pause my distribution thesis, and I'll look for a move up to at least an attack up to the upper range. So 6,800 is the point that we have to close. Now, again, next week we have a phenomenal amount of volatility. Non-farm payroll, PCE, OPEC, like a bunch of other crap. Not OPEX, but a bunch of other crap. So yeah, we'll have another IV spike, another volatility spike next week, and we'll see how it plays out. This will pretty much determine next week. But other than that, like I said, predictions are moot. All we're here to do is play the volume. Call buying, put selling. That's what we're seeing. Same thing now for a couple of days. YouTube is freaking slow, man. I keep having to refresh the page. I cannot see the stream at the moment. Another top wick on NASDAQ. ES is a lot stronger than ES is way stronger than NASDAQ right now because the S&P is bright green. Bright green right now. Just be patient. Just be patient. I'm telling you. Yesterday, patience paid. The day before that, patience paid. Today, patience will pay. What do I mean by the 3 C's? 3 C's are the system by which I trade, which 3 C's stands for 3 criteria, which is the mechanism on which I trade. So the first criteria is volume inflows. Second criteria is wick. Third criteria is price action. So if I'm looking for a rejection or a bounce, the first thing I want to see is an outlier source of volume. You see that shows activity. That shows the opposing party is hitting. Or if you read it, their three criteria is the opposite. Exactly. Exactly. I've had pretty good success on scalping SPX options. I'd hope so. Yeah, I mean 3Cs are phenomenal. I assure you, since what we started talking about the 3Cs, back in May or June, and I've had a massive inflow of DMs from people starting to take payouts and have success, and do well with their own personal brokerages. So I don't think that's coincidental. I think it's something that people can grasp onto. All right, a little bit of red here, a couple of top wicks, but Nasdaq is still doing its thing. Massive amount of call buying, 1.1 billion of calls. Calls are going nuts on the S&P. RTY and ES are both straight up. Nasdaq, it's straight up. Gold's even bouncing. So no shorting unless you have a 3C. That's it. Now, we technically have a high volume inflow, and if Mojo, you're watching, Mojo's helping me do some stuff here in the background. This is one of the things about the 3Cs that's going to be difficult to put into an indicator, because when the indicators go 3C, when we go like a 3 candle reversal, that's pretty easy. You have the up candle, you have the top wick second candle, you got the down move third candle. That's easy. But when the 3Cs do something like this, it's a little more difficult. What do I mean by that? Is that this is the technical top wick first 2Cs. We have volume inflow, we have a top wick which put in the highs. So the 3C short setup here is technically still intact. Now, would you want to short this? Not me. I wouldn't. That just shows we have some resistance. So if you want to play a short, you need to get under the lows, which is right here of 245. If you don't claim 245, then this is just going to absorb, and we're going to climb up to probably 25,310, which looks like we're doing here. So you need to be aware of when the market puts in a resistance point and then plot those lines so you can become a robotic trader. You plot the lines, you say, I'm not going to take a trade unless I see this parameter, and that's it. And we're still climbing. Tons of call buying. 1.2 billion in calls, 838 million sold puts. When I was listening to some videos yesterday about psychology journaling, a guy pointed out something I never thought of adding, that is a missed trades journal. A way to detail trades you saw and explain to yourself. I mean, that's true, yeah. I mean, I've done a dang good amount of reflection the past 5 years about stuff that I've missed. So yeah. All right, that was a sweep. Big move up. Top wick back over, and still the same level remains. 25,244 will give us the right side of the V. That'll give us the third C here. That'll give us the third C. Booyah! Oh, smokerinos. Look at that. Holy smokerinos, dude. Large red engulfing candle down to 225 after a sweep. We have, man, that was a big move. Liquidity here is down to, what is that? 214. Massive hammer candle to come all the way back up. So I would say if they continue down, we'll go for that liquidity at 214, 210. But, I mean, that was a massive hammer candle, so, yeah. Either way, we have data in 8 minutes. We need that close over under the level. And then if they close that, we'll go for the 214. But, man, it's crazy. Two, 3, 5. Let's see, homie. Let's see. We have data here in a few minutes. After they whack that thing down. A little bit of red. A little bit of red. Ooh, look at RTY. RTY is dumping too. Large red engulfing on RTY. We have ES is coming off just the top a little bit. We have Nasdaq is holding just fine. Right inside the ranges. Ain't nothing wrong. That was a retest of our level. So you see they came up and retested 245, which is the low candle we were trying to break. They just rejected off of it. Now they're building back up, so a lot of back and forth. Still waiting. This is the 1 minute. These 1 minute candles are spicier than 5-star Indian food. Another red candle back down. Another bottom wick, still holding. Another bottom wick back up. They are selling back some calls, very minor amount, and they're still holding just under this low. 5-minute candles. We have this on the 5-minute, still dropping back over, down to 212. VIX is going back green. And just waiting. They're buying back some puts. They're selling back some calls. We're still range bound though. I'm hoping for an outlier day today though, but I don't know if we'll get it. You know, it is a holiday week. There's a nice red engulfing right there. Boom. Playing with here on SpotGam, why does changing the rolling window affect the solar puts? Because you're looking for the time frames. You're looking for time frames. The window at which you're viewing the options flows. Bada boom, bada bing. Bam. Do you keep it on the 1 day? I do. I keep it on today's session. So if you're looking on the 1 minute here, every one of these candles is expanding and contracting, so there's no flow, which makes it a little more difficult. You know, every candle fills down or bounces and top wicks, and just not very continuous motion here because we're still kind of carving things out. We have 4 minutes till data. We do have a technical 3C here, which is great, but it's still not the best of price action yet. Again, patience will do very well. We have 25,190 as in the bounce. Right here. We have call selling here at the moment. Large red move down, dropping even more. All the way down. There was a first target achieved of 214, and they blew right through that, all the way to low of the day, which is 190 on NASDAQ. ES is about to do the same. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. 3 minutes till data. You see, we walked through that whole 3C setup right there, how everything broke down, where to plot the first high volume candle, how to play the range, and then it broke under the 245, came up and retested it, and then down. Another bottom wick. Another bottom wick before data. What's up, Wesley? You're right, Jonathan. It was fantastic. Good morning. So on a regular 3-candle pattern, we would wait for the break of the bottom of the candle, but on a pattern like this, you wait for the break below the top wick. Negative. So you wait. It doesn't matter if it's the range or a 3-candle pattern. You're waiting for the lows to put in, just like this one. This red, this line right here was 245. That's the level we're looking to break, and we broke it. And then the retest gave you additional confirmation that that is in fact a move to go down. So what you saw here is you saw the range break. So this was the range here. You saw the price action break it, come back up, retest it, and then reject again, and then continue down. And that right there is your secondary confirmation, or even an entry confirmation, to go in at 244. Look, still going down. Call, selling, put buying here. They're about to take out lows of the day. You're welcome. It's a great question, Shane. And boom, data in 1 minute. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. Right there, from 245 to 180. Small move compared to what we've been seeing in the past 3 days, but still amazing. VIX is bouncing back up all the way down. All the way down. Do you always play the first 5-minute candles as ranges, or just because it was fair value gap? I don't play fair value gaps. I'm not an ICT trader. I use volume on the 1 and I confirm price action on the 5 and 15, depending on what I'm looking to trade, just to give me a good representation of what the what the price action is trying to do. Look at the option flow change. Green line's going down, blue line's going down. That is negative delta increase, which means a little bit more bearish flow hitting in the tape here. Apologize for the chest noises. Still coming down. Beautiful. Beautiful. Extraordinary. This is the patience that we were talking about. Volume coming in. Volume coming in. Into this lows. Right here. Bottom wicks. With volume. Into data. Let's see what they do with this. Hanging out at 145, or I'm sorry, 150. We have right there. Nice move. Back and forth. Volume coming in 140 or so. We just almost got down to pre-market low levels. We do have volume coming in, but you need, of course, the wick to begin to form. We're still trying to form a wick, but it's not there yet. We got a little bit of green right there. Let's see how far we can go with it. It appears Top Step is having some issues right now. Can y'all confirm? I need to screenshot my stuff here because Top Step ain't working. Yeah, Top Step's down. Yeah. So, all right, top wick back over there. If it's down, I'm done for the day. Yeah, just be careful. Top Step, there seems to be some sort of an outage at the moment, so be careful. It's happening frequently. Frequently over here. How you doing? Probably got hacked after the rule change. What a crappy rule change that is, isn't it? Jeez Louise. Thanks for the warning. I almost took a position. You're welcome, Tofu. You're welcome. VIX is rocketing 1810. We've got call, selling, put, buying. We've got a high volume 3C bounce that's beginning to complete. We'll see if it can hold, but that so far looks like a nice little 3C bounce. So far. So far. $25, $180. Gold is putting on a bit of a bottom wick. Nice move on NASDAQ there. TPT is back on their game. Payouts been very quick. They have been. Yeah, they fixed everything. It's fantastic, man. I'm on a 6-day payout streak with TPT. It's great. I love those daily payouts, man. Makes it very, very easy to tamp down the greed when you've got daily payouts. 25, 200. Another top wick there. Sweeping top wick back over. So far. Still call, selling, put, buying. Still right here. We'll see what they want to do with this baby. Nice sweeping top wick. Can they hold it? GameStop, do something. Yeah. IBKR issues here as well. Yeah. I made an agreement with the missus that today I would not do IBKR because IBKR is where obviously where's my, if I were to get emotional, IBKR is where it's going to tide because that's real money. That's my money. So she said, hey, we got a beautiful holiday week coming in. We have everyone's coming in tonight and tomorrow for holidays. How about you just shut down the IBKR today? And that's what I agreed to. So we had our team meeting last night. That's what we agreed. So I'm saying I'm just trading props today, and that's it. Top wick on gold. I'm sorry, on VIX coming off. My wife is awesome. She's I'm telling you, I found me a winner. 25,166 coming back off. She does know me. She knows me big time. She knows me more than I know me. Call selling, put buying here. Red candles, top wicking back over. So we had another 3C top wick here, claimed, and now back down. All the way over. There we go. Red candles here. We're looking for the taking of 25,134 maybe. What was the deal with your wife? Me and her agreed that I wouldn't trade IBKR today. I would trade just props because we have a holiday week and I've had a pretty good, not an amazing couple of days, but pretty good. And I wanna close up shop for the next 5 days on no stress mode. Another top wick here. If this fails, we'll go lower. Right here. Another sweeping top wick. Back down. On down. Yeah. Coming soon. Yeah, that's a terrible, terrible rule, Damien. If they put, because they said that rule is not in effect yet. If they put that rule in effect, I will never buy another Top Step account ever again. I will be as vocal against Top Step as I am Apex, because there's no reason to put that rule into play unless it's just obvious they're just trying to go against the trader. Another top wick right here. See, this looks like absorption for a lower price. At the moment, they're trying to put something on. $173. We have 25,176 on NASDAQ. Back and forth. $174. We've got call selling, put buying right now. And bottom wick back up. Bottom wick back up. After that first 3C, I'm done for the day. Nice, Shane. Well done, buddy. All right, reclaiming that prior high. Call buying, put selling back and forth. Traders must be winning is why the bottom step. Yeah. Yeah, garbage stuff. 1 second, I respond to a quick email. One sec. All right, back. Alrighty. Caught that drop. That's good enough. I've had enough of Top Step. Yep, Top Step garbage. Have a good day, Black Coffee Exchange. Good stuff. Good stuff. Please let me know what platform program. That is Spot Gamma. So the bottom left is Spot Gamma. That is your options flow tool, which I am an affiliate of. I believe in them. If you're looking to get a some options data, highly encourage you to do so. Man, the YouTube software is freaking is laggy as crap. Everything's lag. What's going on? Keep having rhythmic issues. I'm having top step issues. What's the new rule? The new rule is an account balance requirement. So if you, let's say you make $50,000 on Top Step, you take a $5,000 payout, which is the max. So your account balance is now $45,000 because you 5,000 down. Now you have to maintain at least $45,000 in order to take another payout. So if you have a bad day and lose 10 grand or whatever it is, and you're now at 35 grand, you are not eligible for another payout until you get back up to the $45,000 mark. So essentially, it doesn't matter if you make $500,000. That money is completely untouchable to you unless you at least maintain profitability every single day, every single week. It's nonsense. It's amazing. It's insanity. Insanity. Top wick, NASDAQ, rolling back over. Am I getting any latency spikes? I am. On Rhythmic, Top Step, I haven't tried to see if Top Step's working again yet, but not. I don't have my IBKR open, so I can't test that, and my YouTube's real slow, so I don't know what's going on, but maybe it's me. Maybe it's a me problem. Surgery with success. Wife's coming home today. Nice, Damien. Well done, buddy. I'm happy to hear about the wife and the success. So, starting to look quite bearish. Yeah, things look a little toppy here, and of course, we'll see. We've had a 3C short, we've had a 3C long opportunity. Both sides could have played today, and now they're kind of rolling back over here. We still have call selling, put buying at the moment. So yeah, I've been having rhythmic issues. Nice, yeah. At least it's not just me. Looking across, Nvidia gave back almost all of their gains and then bounced. Microsoft is still top wicking. AVGO is rocket ships. What's his name? Michael Burry, big short guy. He released his very long document on what he how he came up with NVIDIA thesis. It's because NVIDIA, ever since he put in that short position, NVIDIA's been getting crushed. And he just laid it out pretty much as that comments made by the CEO that the CEO knows that NVIDIA is propping up the whole world, not just the stock market, but the whole world. And if they posted bad numbers, it would have meant the end of everything. So, I mean, it's like that's one thing that shows motive. And then all of the stuff of their line items are nonsense. Like they're not calculating depreciation enough. They're not, like just a whole bunch of stuff. And I don't know, obviously way over my head, but it's interesting. All right, VIX is coming back up, 18. They are still not really putting on a rally here. Let's go to the longer time frame, the 5 minutes, a couple of bottom wicks with a doji. That's a 55. Let's go to the 5. I signed up to a Substack, changing depreciation paths, profitability. That was my key takeaway. It does. In fact, changing depreciation schedules is one of the main ways that bookkeepers commit fraud. And that's one of the things I remember from when I was an accountant for a very short amount of time. It's one of the sneaky ways to do it without getting caught. So he was right again, and having to explain himself to investors drove him to quit. Probably, yeah. Another top wick on NASDAQ, still rolling over. Spot game is like having a car payment. Well, if you select their highest tier, yeah, it's going to be a little pricey, but the highest tier is only for people who are very much in depth with options and they want all the features, obviously. Can you complete the withdrawal and close out the account if you ever hit that high top step? I don't know. That's a good question. I would guess that you don't have access to the funds until you go live, but I'm not entirely positive about that. Do you get a prize or something for maintaining? Just a payout. That's it. It's insanity to me. They did that because they know that 99.9% of traders will never ever make it to the 30-day mark to go live. Vast majority of traders will lose everything before they come close to the 30-day mark. So, and they know that. They know that. So it no longer gives you an incentive to try to sling big position sizes to gain a lot of money, because you'll never be, unless you consistently be profitable day after day, any one single drawdown and you're cooked. All right, a little bit of a move here. NASDAQ continues to top wick back over here. On the 5-minute chart, I need at least 200. 220 would be better, but we're in a tighter range than we have been here. Back and forth. Well, this is pretty crappy price action. The bulls aren't able to hold here. I could expect some decent profit taking after, circus clown movement for the past 3 days, like they always do. That's the beautiful thing about when they turn the circus music on, is that it gives a fantastic opportunity up and down. You just got to be waiting. I'm a little frustrated. Caught both 3Cs on gold, didn't take profit the first one. I got busy and got stuck out of break even. Exited the other early. Should have caught 15 points instead of 4. Hey, money's money, man. So just take notes on what happened. That's all I can say, is that figure out what happened and be happy you made money. It's not about the journey. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey, right? Or something like that. I don't know. I saw that on a TikTok. Captain Condor playing today? Let's see. There was no mention of him in the founder's notes or on the trace, and I don't see him. No. All the exposure is right exactly where we are. Now the problem with getting these relentless bounces like this is it's fun when you play them for a few days, but it wipes the volatility completely out of the market. So now we're just back to tight ranges, positive gamma, back and forth nonsense. So instead of having a couple of weeks, months worth of fun, now we have to prolong the inevitable of just dealing with chop for another couple of weeks, at least until next week when we have a lot of volatility. I would love this move below previous week's highs. It could play this all the way down to 67.30. Yeah, this is where accounts get wiped out. Yeah. Well, I mean, look on the daily chart. You know, this whole thing is just a back and forth grinder. Look at this. So we've had 1 sell-off, 2 sell-offs, 3 sell-offs, 4 sell-offs, and it'll be the 5th one next week. So we're just every single high is getting wiped, and this is a change of character. Which, if you read the Anna Coling book, I mean, you should understand what that means. Is look at this price action here. Something similar to what happened in 2025 is that we had relentless bull trend, and then all of a sudden, here on December of 2024, they started selling the rips. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then of course the 5th time is the big sell. Not to say that we're going to have that big of a sell-off. All I'm saying is that when they do a change of character where the order book goes from buy the dip into sell the rip, which is what we're doing here, is that is the whole essence of why I'm in distribution mode for my thesis. So it's easy to get wrapped up in 1 or 2 candles, but the whole overarching picture is that they're selling every rip. This is sell the rip right here. And until that breaks, that's what I'm going to play. Every day should be like November 20th. Yeah, I wish. Roll back over on ES here on NASDAQ. You should consider offering one-on-one consultations for a fee. Yeah, I used to do that, but there were so many people signing up that I didn't have time, so I just canceled it and I created the Tier 2 channel. I've considered doing some limited one-on-one stuff, but I don't have a lot of time. Like my schedule is pretty well booked. I go from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, which is not something I'm bragging about. I wish I could reduce some of that load. But I might consider that. I need to clone myself. Like that movie Multiplicity. I like pizza. Back and forth. You should do one-on-one, but people have to be in the Discord like 6 months to apply for it. That way people aren't bombing you. It's not a bad idea. Like a probation period in the Discord. I like that. It's a good idea. Maybe we'll do something like that. I love everything about TPT except the intraday drawdown. Do you have any tips on getting past the threshold? I do well with the test, but now I go pro, I get jammed up. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. So the thing about TPT is that they offer daily payouts, which is very, very attractive. It's the reason why I think they are the #1 best prop firm out there. However, they do offer the trailing drawdown, which sucks until you get to live. Once you go live, it changes to end of day, just like Top Step, and now they are killing every other prop firm out there by a long shot. My only advice is you've got to take it slow. You can't allow that trailing drawdown to even come into play. Because if you have good risk tolerance, good position sizing, you're placing stops where they should, that trailing drawdown should never be that big of a factor unless you just go on a multi-trade losing streak. You take 4, 5, 6 losing trades in a row, then yeah, you're going to get breached. But then again, if you're on that kind of a losing streak, then the end of day is going to get you too. So take things slow and build up slowly. And then once you kind of get away, I like the concept of having 2 times the buffer saved up before you start to put on big position sizing. So if your trailing drawdown is $3,000, you need 6,000 in profit, and then you could start increasing size. That's a good mechanism. If you can get through that first couple of weeks of account building, then I mean you've got it made. TPT is extraordinary. Just make an AI of yourself. Yeah. Down detector showing AWS issues again. Gotta love it, man. Yeah, top step is down. I'm not taking any trades. I attempted to take another trade, a secondary trade on TPT with Rhythmic, and it was just laggy as crap. So I immediately closed the limit order. I didn't never feel I closed the limit order, and I'm not touching anything. So with IBKR closed, with top step down and TPT not working, at least Rhythmic for now, I'm not taking any trades. I'm not going to risk it. I've got too much turkey to eat tomorrow. Have yet to have any issues with CQG data. Nice. Yeah, that's the one I read. Yeah, Lowen. That's good stuff. How long have I been trading for? This will go on the 15th year. You're welcome. You're welcome. What's the name of the book? Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis. It's the book that will change your life. It's about, well, volume price analysis. The author is Anna Coling. What's crazy is how the Finex bros dismiss Barry. I mean, you know Finex. We live in a world where 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds know better than, 30-year market experts who have made billions of dollars because, they put on one good trade on their prop firm. We are middle diddling, yeah. Anyway, read the books. Negative. Bouncing back up on NASDAQ. I wish Tradeify would get rid of their stupid 20% consistency rule. They would be a contender if that wasn't the case. A 20% rule is insane. Audiobook as well. Nice, yeah. She's reading, which is nice. I wish you would have let me do the audio. I just placed a paper trade with Apex using Rhythmic. I'm not having any issues. Oh, nice. Yeah, Rhythmic is working, but it gave me that little lag where I would bring up the limit order, I would place a limit order, and it wouldn't actually execute it wouldn't show the order for it was active for 5 seconds, and I just can't deal with that. So just give it a few minutes. I'm sure it'll come back up. What's up, Bert Macklin? We have some data here. We do crude oil inventories. If you're a TPT trader, that is a prohibited event if you're on CL, not ES or NASDAQ. We have, let's see, yeah, a bunch of other bond auctions. That lag gives me the chills when it happens. Yep. Soothing British accent helps. I could do a British accent. About 1/3 of the way into this is good stuff. Wyckoff, yeah. So all of Anna Coling's teaching is a derivative from Wyckoff. Wyckoff, Livermore, all that stuff. It's good stuff, man. Thanks, Wayne. That's beautiful, right there. 240-minute, we are range bound now since the opening candle of the settlement yesterday. We have 25,180. That's why you're reading it. Nice. Liquidity on Bookmap is up to 25,300 on NASDAQ. ES is 68.15. Can't really recommend too much here. We had our one short 3C and our long 3C, and now it's a lot of back and forth. So you trade at your own risk here. Calls are in the negative delta. They are deeply negative delta, so they're selling the crap out of calls today. 234 million negative delta and 383 million of put sold. I cut that short, not gonna lie, kind of proud of it. Cleanest I've caught. Nice, Nafton. Well done, buddy. Happy to have you here, Bert. Hey, Bert. What's meant by free evals with TPT? It shows 30%. Good question. So you get 30% off, but they refund you the eval fee once you're funded. So, and they give you a free funded account. So not only do you get no activation fee when you pass and get funded, but they refund you your evaluation fee. So you could literally get all the way through the process, get funded, and get a payout for nothing, for free. Get that money up, son. Put those cameras in a box. Can't beat that anywhere else. Where else can you join a prop firm? No evaluation fee, no funded fee, and get daily payouts. That is what I'm talking about with the prop firm. When I say I want a prop firm that's for the traders, that's what I mean. They don't hassle you on payouts, instant payouts. They don't ask questions. They don't ask you for your birth certificates. They don't ask you for video recordings of your trades. They just pay you. You can scalp 78,000 times. You could take one trade. Doesn't matter. They don't care. You could dollar cost average in, and they pay you. OMTPT. Sign up. Go do it. Does Anna have a list of rules like the Rashke rules? Not to my knowledge. Not in the same way that Rashke's got her 12 rules. Man, I might call it. I can't call it an early day. Oh, crap. I have Bookmap. All right, I have to sign off and go switch over to Bookmap streams. So, yeah, give me about 60 seconds. I'll have the streams back up.